Gems, welcome back. It's Serena. Today I'm here with a first impression / review of the new Glazen eyeglasses from Butter London. I recently picked this up at my local Ulta. This was about $25 and I figured why not share with you guys the first time I wore it, let you guys know how the wear time was and all that good stuff. So that's what we're here to do today. So if you want to hear all the details, then just keep watching. Okay guys, for this test I have primed my right eye with the Wet n Wild eye primer. It's just been my go-to, and I'm not going to prime my left eye to see how well this holds with or without primer. I am going to set both eyes though with just a little bit of a cream shadow that matches my skin tone. I'm also going to use this brown through the crease first just to kind of get that blended out. So hopefully I'm still in focus, but there you go. All I've done is blend that. And now on to the main attraction. This is my first time taking this out of the box. Looks like that. And oh my gosh, you guys can see the gel-like consistency of that, but it's pretty liquidy. So I'm actually going to use a Zoeva flat brush. I want to say it's Zoeva. No, it's Luxie. It looks like a Zoeva, but this is a Luxie concealer brush. Because of the consistency, I'm not sure. I want to use my finger. Alright, we'll use our finger to just kind of see if we can blend that. Are you guys seeing how metallic this thing is? It's crazy. I am kind of building it up. But that is beautiful. And it dries pretty quickly, so you do have to work kind of quick. Wow, that's quite pretty. Alright. I'm going to be a little brave around my other eye and try my finger. Whoa, well that was probably more effective. One quick swipe and we were done, kind of. So lesson learned, don't use a flat brush, use your finger. Because you guys see how many times I had to go back in with the brush, whereas with my finger it was just like pat it on, bam, we're done. Because I like that. I'm going to leave that alone. So, and this was just me working with what was on the lid. I didn't even touch the actual product. And yes, the lid flipped on me because I'm a klutz. We're just going to close that baby up. Finish your eyes. Alright. I think I'm going to take a deeper brown through the crease. So I'm going to go in with this deeper one. Alright, I'm going to finish the rest of my face makeup and we'll be right back. Okay, gems, and so now that my full face is done, it is currently 8:44 in the morning. I'm off to run some errands. I'm going to try and catch a friend for breakfast. So I will check in with you guys throughout the rest of the day to see how it holds up. So see you soon. Hey gems, and we're back with our first check-in. So it is currently 12:57 and I finished my face around 8:45ish. So it's been a solid 4 hours plus a little bit more, and honestly it's still looking really good. I actually got compliments from the girl at Macy's in the makeup area. It was like the Impulse, or I don't know what the area is called, but where they have like Smashbox and this and this and this and this. Plus I realized my local Macy's now carries NYX, which I think is kind of ridiculous, because really, who wants NYX, you know, in a high-end store? Like, I can get that anywhere else. So I'm like, really, what's the point here? They could have gotten Inglot instead, because the closest Macy's with an Inglot is like a few miles away. So would have been really nice if they had installed that. Even the girl at Macy's was like, oh god, Inglot would have been so much better. Like, really? Why are we selling NYX? And I was like, I know, thank god. I was thinking the same thing. So anyways, I've been running errands. She really liked it. I do have to say that ironically, the unprimed side over here that I applied with my finger, I feel like looks better than the side that I used a primer and a brush with. I feel like there's a little bit more transfer on this side towards the top of my eyelid compared to this side. So I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see the damage and all that. But yeah, it's been a good 4 hours. It's still looking good. Nothing too patchy or rubbed off or anything like that, but definitely the side with no primer and applied with a finger is holding up better. So let me just zoom you in so you can see for yourselves. Okay, so as you guys can see, still looks pretty good, but on this eye, there's definitely some glitter up here, which is more than on this eye. And I feel like the color is stronger on this one. There was a little bit of glitter fallout when I first applied it too, just an FYI. It's pretty much gone thanks to my concealer and all that stuff, but I feel like this eye has faded more. This side still seems to be going strong. Might just be me. Let me know what you think in the comments, but that's how it's looking after 4 hours. Not bad at all. Neither side has really come off too much. I don't feel like either side is really patchy, so that's what we've got going. Alright, see you soon. Hey gems, welcome back. Okay, so it is 5:14 in the evening, which means this will be our last check-in, and I have been wearing this eyeshadow for 8.5 hours now, and I have to say I'm really impressed. I really like it. Pigmentation, the shine, a lot of it's still there. It was really hot today. My car earlier said it was 104. I mean, I was driving around running errands, came home, had to do some filing, as you can see from there, and when you're filing paperwork, you don't turn on your fan because it'll blow papers everywhere. So I have been working and sweating and on the go today, and it has held up really, really nicely. But I figured before I give you my final thoughts, I would read to you guys the details so you know the claims and all that good stuff and decide for yourself whether you think this is a good product or not. So these eyeglasses do retail for $24. I wasn't sure of the price earlier, but it's $24. They have 4 shades: a deep bronze, a frosted pinkish kind of shade, a shade that's a dupe for MAC Club. It's like that reddish, brownish, greenish, bluish kind of mixed together. That's super pretty. And then they have this one, Spark, which is like the coppery, goldenish type that I'm wearing on my lids today. Now the product does come with 0.17 ounces, which I believe is 4.8 or 4.0 grams. I can't read the writing because it's like super small and it's slightly smudged, but somewhere around there. And like I said, it retails for $24. This is the packaging right here. Really nice, sturdy packaging. I'll get into that in a moment. So let's get into what the website says. The details. It says, a new trick in your beauty arsenal. Butter London's Glazen eyeglasses, a breakthrough eyeshadow that delivers a wet look shine without being wet. This playful, pudding-like texture applies like a gel but dries like a powder and lasts all day. So those are the claims. Then it says, the benefits. It's lightweight, crease-resistant, long-wearing, buildable, from a sheer shimmer to intense metallic. It contains betaine, B-E-T-A-I-N-E, which is a skin conditioning to help prevent dry eyelids. It also contains gellan gum, G-E-L-L-A-N. Unique gelling agent gives a pudding-like texture and creates a film to keep the sparkle from budging. And it says unique pearl suspension gives the product a wet look on the lid. So yes, I've been using this for about 8.5 hours, and I have to say, I agree with most of those claims. It can look a bit wet in certain lighting. It's definitely stayed put. It definitely isn't creasing. I do have to say that one of my eyelids I feel faded a bit more, but to get into specifics on how I applied it and the circumstances on my eyes, I do have a much smoother canvas on this eye. I feel like this eye is a little bit wider, and this eye I do have kind of a skin flap that sits on top of the bottom part of my skin, like I have a few folds there, whereas I don't have as much here or as noticeable folds here. So I do feel like the sitting of my skin on top of itself kind of helped with the fading and creasing that I noticed on this eye. But ironically, this eye has the primer. Now both eyes I primed this eye, and then on both of them I kind of set my eyelid with a nude beigey kind of skin tone color to both set the primer and to start this off with a matte kind of canvas. So both of them started off in similar conditions. They both had that powder to kind of alleviate things. This one to alleviate the oil, this one to kind of set the primer. This eye I did use a flat crease type of brush, and I feel that the brush absorbed a bit of the product and didn't give me the kind of coverage that using my finger did on this eye. So those are the circumstances that I have to deal with my eyes. This one again has that kind of like folding issue and whatnot. So this eye I feel held up better because the skin wasn't folding on itself, and I feel like the coverage from the get-go was better because I applied it with my finger, and my fingers obviously don't absorb product the way that a brush might. You get in between the bristles and things. So I feel like this one from the get-go had a better application than this eye with the primer, but the eye with the primer I do feel like it kind of faded here and kind of got into the crease. Both eyes had a little bit of fallout when I first applied the shadow, but it wasn't anything dramatic, anything bothersome. I was able to wipe it off very quickly, very easily, didn't deal with it at all throughout the day, and there hasn't been any fallout throughout the day either. It's a very, very nice formula. Very sparkly, very metallic, very buildable, and I would highly recommend this. I don't really see any negative aspects to the product itself. The packaging, as I was going to mention later, very sturdy. You're pretty basic. It kind of reminds me of the Bobbi Brown type of packaging with the little like lip around the lid, but this is a square. These are round. Overall though, it's a plastic packaging, sturdy. The lid is really nice. I like the design on it. It does tell you the shade on the side, but it's kind of hard to see because it's a see-through packaging. And it says Butter London on the other side. You open it up, and it does have a plastic protective lid, which is really nice. And honestly, you don't need much of the product. I used what was on the lid. I haven't even touched the product itself because there's no need, and I feel it's easier to just tap my finger into there and not pick up excess product, whereas dipping straight into here might give you too much. So just quick tip, I would definitely recommend just kind of shaking it up so it gets on the lid and then just using it straight off of there, making this into kind of like a mini palette. It works really nicely that way. I do feel like you get plenty for the price. I don't see you using more than like, you barely need to touch it, pick a little bit up and put it on your lid. You're not going to use very much at all. A little bit definitely goes a long way. So this will probably dry out before I finish it because realistically, like, how often do you reach for the same eyeshadow all the time? Like, I'm going to be using it for a while, but down the road, I don't guarantee that'll happen. You know what I mean? So this will probably dry out before I finish it, which is not a problem that I have, like, see myself having an issue with, because a lot of my cream shadows have dried out, and like this, like the website says, this is a putty, kind of like a gel. It's a watery consistent, but the minute you touch it on your hand, on your skin, on your eye, it dries to a powder. It is amazing. I highly recommend you stop by an Ulta just to test the consistency. You will be amazed. It is so cool. That's what made me buy it. I was like, oh my god, I have to try this when I was at Ulta the other day. So, do I recommend this? Yes. Is it worth the price? Yes, it's definitely worth the price tag, or it's definitely worth the money you're going to invest. And I highly recommend them. The only downside that I could say about it is the limited colors. Like, I really wish they would come up with like more of a peachy neutral champagne, or maybe like a lavender or a purple, you know, something like that, maybe a blue. Like, I really wish that they would expand the line, so hopefully they will notice how well it's selling, because it's been running out of stock like online forever, and hopefully they'll release some more shades, because this is a really good product. I'm highly impressed. So I hope I covered everything. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click the like button if you enjoyed, and click the little subscribe subscribe button up here if you want to stick around for more videos. And I will see you guys in the next one. Hope you have a great day.